afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk a little bit something about I really never talked about before. But it's about these new Harleys that just came out this year. um, it seems like the last few years they've really I don't know what they're doing, but none of their bikes within the last I say 3-4 years have like been head turners. I think in 2016 when I got my bike, they had a lot of nice bike and nice colors. Well, it's really the colors I think that are affecting Harley. I out of all the bikes that they put out this year, the 2024, which it was supposed to be like a big deal, these new bikes coming out, which they always do every year. You know, they're gonna have a big reveal, and I think it was this month on the 27th is when they were doing their big reveal, and they wanted people to tune in on YouTube and on their social media channels and shit like that for this 2024 reveal. Um, and I barely got to look at them today, which is like we're the 29th or were we on the first? You know, we're on the 30th, January 30th. I barely looked at them today. I think they showed them on the 27th. But anyways, for the last 3 years though, they haven't really been doing a good job. You know, the I think the nicest bike they had in the last couple of years was the Lowrider ST, but the Diablo El Diablo. Um, Last year their anniversary bikes they were nice. They were pretty nice. The anniversary bikes, the colors were nice on them. But other than that, it's the same old shit, same old crap. And then this year, I think it was the worst. It's been the worst. This year is the worst year since last 3 years, 4 years, somewhere around there. Um, I went to go look at them today on the internet, and they're just fucking bland. You know, the colors are just bland, like same old colors they've been doing last few years. The like the battleship gray or black, white. Um, they first off they took away the soft tail the deluxe a few years ago, which was to me was like a big fucking mistake. Now everybody wants them, because they can't get them no more. Everybody's looking for them. When you had the deluxe, you had like the top model of the Softail, so it had all the chrome on it, and they also came in some nice colors. Always came in some had nice colors. When I got my bike, they came out my color 16 and 17, and that was that teal and white, the ice white and whatever the teal color was. They also came out with a Heritage Softail, same color, but the colors were just switched over. But in 16, they also came out with like a burgundy one, a burgundy like a flake one. They had a blue flaked one. Um, but they had the two tone colors. Um, I think they might have had like a reddish color, like a burgundy and gray, like a dark gray. But it seems like they're not really doing that anymore. The Heritage is that was the next model down, and usually the Heritage. I'm looking at it right now. They got Heritage Classic, two colors. No, it's showing on here four colors, but they're not two tone. There's a black one, gray one, a green one, and then there's one that's two tone. The two tone ones are the ones that sell. You know what I mean? Somebody had said on my Instagram page, "Well, wait until they come out with the accessories." It's like fuck the accessories. You need something good to start with. They're not even starting with anything good. They're starting with just a straight blank canvas on most of these bikes. I only seen one bike this year that I think is or two. It was the CVO CVO Street Glide. There's a Street Glide CVO that's pretty nice. And then there was what the fuck's it called? Is it the Breakout? Mm, it is. Lower their S, they came out another color, like a reddish colored one. It's all right, but yeah, the Breakout 117. I'm 6'5". I can't ride that shit, but it is pretty nice. It is pretty nice. They have a couple nice colors on that one. Um, the blue one's pretty nice, but and the black one with orange. But other than that, they ain't come out with nothing good. There's nothing good about them. They're just uh, they're just plain. I think they got a 121 motor in some of them now. Maybe those are the CVOs. But other than that, the Heritage should have a lot of different colors. The Heritage Classic should have a lot of colors, a lot of two tone ones. These bikes back in the 16 and 17, they had like a bunch of colors when they came out with them. The Deluxe and the Heritage, they came out with a lot of colors. There'd be like 8, 9 colors, and a lot of them were two tone, which is what people want. Well, in my area, people like the two tone color bikes. But there's nothing special about any of the shit they did. Um, I don't know about this whole accessory thing because now you're just blowing all kinds of money. You know what I mean? They should already have a lot of shit on them already, especially for the price that they're charging you for these fucking bikes. I mean, a fucking CVO, a CVO, ridiculous. Um, yeah, Streetlight CVO. They show the price. 45,000. $45,000 for Harley. The one they have here is pretty nice. You can't see that, but it's pretty nice. But not for $45,000. Go buy a fucking car with that. Um, so then because I've always like for the last I don't know 6 years, something like that, when Indian came out with the Indian Challenger, that changed the game with bikes. You know what I mean? And then they started doing like their version of like a CVO, which is the Elites. And every single time they came out with an Elite, it was always nice. Yeah, they always had the black, the goldish bronze colored, and a white, a matte white Challenger. The Indian Challengers, which they're already souped up from the very beginning. You don't have to really do shit to them. If you want to change the pipe on them, change the pipe on them. If you want it to be louder, but they had that up and down windshield that comes up and down. They had sport modes, different modes on the bikes and shit like that. Inverted front ends, Brembo brakes. The sound systems were fucking excellent. But then every year they came out with one that was like about in 2017 or 18. It was like the Jack Daniels version, and it had like gold and black, and it was a nice bike. Had like Jack Daniels logo on the side of it, so it was a really clean bike. But then they came out with the Elites, and every time they came out with a blue Elite, which was nice, they came out with like a white and red and black one a couple years ago. That was really nice, and now they got another one. They got another one right now that's like I think it's like red and black. Um, it's it's really nice. It's blow any of the Harleys that came out right now this year. That new Indian Challenger Elite blows them away, and it's like 34,000. So it's their version of like I said, a CVO for Harley, but you're paying $10,000 less, and it'll probably whoop Harley's ass from the very beginning once you get it because you really didn't gotta fuck with it. Like I said, if you want to change the exhaust on it to make it a little bit louder, a little more beefier, then do that. But it has the inverted front end, Brembo brakes, and I think Harley changed up their fairings this year on their road glides and street glides. And to me, they look like shit. They look better than the ones they had on there, but they don't. They look like shit. But if you look at them, they kind of copied Indian. They're kind of copying what Indians doing and shit. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, Harleys are gonna have the windshields that come up and down if that's not like a patent thing where they can't steal that, take that idea. I mean, because Victory was the one who started doing that shit, and I think Indian might have bought Victory, or whoever bought Indian, whatever. They all owned by the same people. So Indian has the windshields that can go up and down. If you can with a switch, which is a good thing because you don't have to have the windshield all the way up when you're on the streets, and when you're on the highway, you can put it up. So that's a good thing. But Harley doesn't have that. Um, but straight up, if you compare the fucking Harley Davidson CVO to the Indian Challenger Elite, you're getting way more bang for your buck with the Indian, and it's a nicer bike. It that new Street Glide, it's the red and black one. That one is I think it's red and black or like orangish color and black. But that one and that Indian Challenger Elite, they kind of those are kind of the best ones right now. Those two bikes as far as colors go and shit like that. But I think that's still the Indians way better. So my thing is like, because I want to buy another bike. You know, once I get back to work, give me a few months of shit, and maybe I can go out and look for another bike. But I've been talking about getting the Indian for a few years now. You know, ever since that Challenger came out, ever since that Challenger, the all blacked out Challenger came out, I wanted that bike, and I even told somebody about it when it first came out. He checked it out because he was riding Harleys, and he checked it out. Then he called me and he's like, "Hey, I bought that fucking bike. I'm getting rid of my bike. I'm buying that bike, dude." And so with those Indians, they have to build them for you. You know what I mean? They don't just have them sitting around. You know what I mean? So he had to wait, I think, like 2 or 3 months before he got the bike. So it was being built somewhere out of state, and it was shipped over here to the dealership, and then they put it together. Well, they put some of the parts on that were in the crate, and then he was able to go down there and pick it up. But it was like a couple months for him to get the bike. And I think it's the same thing with that Elite. The Elites, they only built so many of them. They only have so many every year, just like with the CVO. So if you order one of those, if it's not there at the store, if you go to the store and it's not there, and you have to order it, well, it's going to be a couple months before you get it. You know what I mean? So, but it's worth it. I think any of those Elites from Indian are worth it. The Indian Challengers are worth it. Like I said, even the rims. If you look at the rims on the Indian Challenger, on the Elites, kills Harleys. The whole front end of the Indian kills Harleys. You know, from the grill, the lights, the inverted brakes, the Brembo brakes kills Harley. The sound systems kill Harley. You know what I mean? The color scheme better than Harley. Harley came out with the one this year. It was I think it's a Road Glide. A Road Glide. Fucking ugly. It's white with a big ass eagle head on the front. Fuck wants that shit. Why would you do that? They've been doing that shit the last few years, man. They've been putting that eagle head on their bikes, and I have not ever seen anybody ride one of those things. They did one that was like a matte black. I mean, a matte blue. Like, yeah, last year or the year before. I think it was a Street Glide, I think. It was like a matte blue. The color was nice. But then they put this fucking big ass Harley logo on the side of the side. It was like crooked on the front fairing. It's like, that looks like shit. Should have took that, not even put that thing on there and maybe do some kind of pinstripe on it. Why would you put that big ass logo on there? Like, it was like kind of like a faded in, like a ghost pattern logo on there. It's like, why would you put that shit on there? I have never seen anybody ride that bike. I have never seen any. They put another one like last year or the year before with a big ass eagle head on it. I have never seen anybody ride one of those bikes before. Maybe they might out of state, but here in California, nobody wants that shit. You know, nobody wants that crap. If you're gonna make fucking Harleys so plain like you did this year, they should fucking lower the prices on them. Cause shit, what are they charging now? Let me see. Just say for the heritage, the heritage. The heritage, 22,000 with tax and all that bullshit. You're gonna be paying about 27, 26, 27. So, and it's all most of the shit that's on there. You're taking it off anyway. Only old motherfucking old dudes will ride a bike like that. So all that shit they put on there, it's all gonna come off. You're wasting your money buying that bike for that much money. Um, the bags you're gonna take those off. Those bags are shit. The everything on is just it's shit. They didn't even put white walls on the fucking bike. It's all black tires. They want you to pay for, they want you to pay for that shit extra. But you know if you're gonna put a bike like that 22,000, but you're paying like 26,000, it better have completely chromed out front forks, which it doesn't. Only the top part is chromed out, the bottom is not. I don't know. It looks like shit. It's just a plain ass bike. You know what I mean? That bike, fuck, you should sell for 20,000 because it's a good bike to start with if you're gonna, because most people are gonna buy aftermarket shit. They're gonna put different pipes on them, different bars on them. They're gonna take shit off there and get rid of it that they don't need. They're gonna take the rims that you put on there, take them off. Nobody wants those little ass rims. When I started my shirts, my brand 2016, I did it because when I went and bought my bike, I've told the story before. I went to go buy my bike. I was looking at shirts there, and none of them had the kind of bike that I was riding, that I wanted to ride. Didn't have the Cholo bikes, the lowrider bikes, the Chicano style bikes. They didn't have none of that shit on their shirts. So that's why I decided to do it myself. They had shit like this. You're not gonna be able to see it because I'm gonna put a different screen here, but there's a picture back here behind me. But anyways, it's all like old school shit, like the old bikes from like the 40s and 50s, or like bikes with fucking flags and shit like that on them. But you would think that Harley Davidson, as big as this whole vehicle thing's getting now, in California, all in the western states, also in the East Coast, because there's a dude in the East Coast. I think he's in like Connecticut or some shit. He put some badass bikes together, some Cholo bikes, nice ones. He from start to finish, you know what I mean. He's showing you how he's doing his shit over there, and they're clean. I mean, he's doing shit with like internal cable, internal wiring into the bars, internal cables and all this shit. He's air riding them, you know what I mean. To the guys in Australia and Japan, all these people that are now getting into more and more into the whole vehicle thing, you would think that fucking Harley would say, hey, you know what, man? Let's talk to one of these fucking guys. Let's sit down with one of these guys that are building these bikes, and let's come out with some of these bikes. Just at least one time. At least one time, try it. Because what they're putting right now is garbage. But maybe like a couple years from now, they can start now looking into it and say, you know what, man, let's put out a bike like that with a bunch of colors. Let's start with like the Heritage or the Road King, or even bring back the Deluxe. I don't know why the fuck they got rid of the Deluxe, but bring back the Deluxe, and we're gonna build these. They can call it whatever the fuck they want to call it. But the Chicano style bikes, you know what I mean? Build some of those. You're going to give somebody a nice bike that they really don't have to fuck with. Because when it comes to our shit, when we buy stuff from Harley, we're taking all that shit off anyway. All the stuff that they put on it, we don't want that shit. We're going to get rid of it. The pipes, the rims, the tires, the bars, the cables. You're stripping the whole fucking bike down. You know what I mean? If you're buying a brand new bike. So why not say, hey, you know what? Let's make our own pipes. Let's make our own fishtail pipes. Let's make some nice ape hangers, not like the crap they got at the store, because they got some shitty ass ape hangers. They're not big. They're not nice. They're crap. Let's put the chrome front end. Let's put a 21-inch rim in the front. Let's put an 18 in the rear. Let's put the thin white walls on there, the thin spoke, traditional spokes. Let's make some decent beach bars. Not like the shit they got. They got like drag bars and all that shit, but they ain't got really nice beach bars. Okay, let's put some with nice beach bars. But the paint is what also matters. And let's do you know, 5 or 6 different colors, but they're two tones, maybe some candied ones, like a CB, kind of like a CBO, top notch shit. Because you know what? When I bought my bike in 16, I had just barely got it. I had it for probably like about 2 months, and I went to Quaid to go. I was just riding around. I stopped by Quaid. I think I was looking to buy a part from over there, so I stopped over at Quaid. And what Quaid did is they that year that I bought my bike, they came out with like a burgundy colored one. So what Quaid did is they took that burgundy colored deluxe and they fucking straight like lowridered the bike out. They put pipes on it. They put apes on it. They put the chromite cables. Um, they put a bunch of accessory uh, chrome pieces on there. I think they put the crash bars on there, the front and rear. It was the burgundy one. I mean, it was nice, man. I think they even lowered it, where they might have put progressives, a 2 inch drop in the front and back. Okay, so I go in there and I see this bike, and they wanted. I mean, I got my bike for I think 20. They wanted like 26 for that bike, and when I seen that bike, I regretted buying my bike. I was like, fuck, man. I wish that I would have waited. I wish I would have waited, and I knew that they were doing this. So they were going to do something like this over here. So Quaid, that dealership took it upon themselves to do that. And that bike it was bad. That was a nice bike they had out there. And I wish that I didn't buy my bike. I wish I would have known about that bike, or I would have went and bought it. It was brand new. It was a brand new bike. But they did it themselves. I don't know how long it sat there or what, but somebody bought it. But I don't understand why Harley doesn't do that, because one of their biggest customers is our people, the people that ride these bikes. You know, and I don't mean just like Chicanos. There's black dudes that are doing it. There's white boys that are doing it. Japanese people. I mean, Hawaiians. They got this whole culture out there in Hawaii. People are fucking doing it, and Harley is not. They're not budging on, let's cater to that. You know what I mean? Let's cater to it, because if we cater to that, we're gonna sell a bunch of fucking accessories. We're gonna sell bike that they're already gonna give people a good platform, even if it was a black one, even if it was a all black paint job, with some pinstripe on it. But you have all this chrome shit on the pipes, the fucking apes or beach bars, and the lollipop mirrors, the extended floorboards that Harley does have. You just have to fucking order them and find them. What store has them? But they have extended floorboards that are I think 4 inches longer than the original than the floorboards that are on the bike already. They have extended ones. The extended um, shifters, the extended brake pedal, all these things. You know what I mean? And put 21-inch rims on the front and 18s on the rear, thin spoke, white walls. If you sell a bike like that to a guy for 26, 27,000, well, he ain't got to do nothing else to it. He can, but you gave this guy a good bike to fuck around on right as soon as he gets it. Unlike when, with us, when we buy the bikes, we got to go, like the bikes that came out this year, they're fucking crap. They look like shit. They're so plain. No good paint jobs. None of them. Only that CBO and I think it was the Breakout, or whatever the fuck it was called. Other than that, they didn't have no good colors. I didn't look at the I didn't look at the Road King, but I guarantee you they didn't do shit with it. Yeah, the Road King. Okay, 25,000, 4 colors, and they just gray, black, burgundy, or red rock red, and white. That's it. Plain. They don't even give you the chrome options anymore. They're all blacked out. So, and a Road King is a good bike you know, to make into the kind of bikes that we ride. But they don't. There's no chrome on it. It's all blacked out. So now you got to take all that shit off and put chrome. If you want to do it the way we do it, you got to put chrome, everything chrome. So that whole bike is no good now because everything on it is black, and the paint job is just so fucking plain. Our bikes, we want our bikes to be noticed. You know what I mean? So they should have better paint jobs than these plain colors. That Red Rock one is okay. The color's alright, but you know, some blues, some dark blues and shit like that. Two tones. You know, they're not doing any of that shit. They're just giving you a fucking basic ass bike that you're gonna have to spend on that bike alone. If you get a fucking you pay $25,000 for a Road King, and you want to fix it up really nice, you better expect to put at least another $20,000 into it. At least 20 grand into that bike if you want to make it look nice, because you know the paint shit. So you gotta go get it painted. You know what I mean? Go get it painted from somebody, whatever that's gonna cost you. All the chrome, whatever that's gonna cost you. The rims and tires, fucking rims alone. If you want ride rights, you're talking about $2,500 for the rims, just the rims. Another what, $700 just for 2 tires. You know, you got to buy the bars, cables, installation on that shit. You're looking fucking bars and cables and installation. About $1,200-$1,300. Pipes. If you're gonna go with some Samsons, you know, what, like $600-$700, some shit like that. I mean, all that shit adds up, you know. So I would say maybe about $15,000 that you're gonna have to put into a $25,000 bike. Now that bike is you know, $40,000. Yeah, $40,000. It's not even fucking worth it. But if they started the bike off with nice shit on it, people don't have to go fuck with them. Or if they were to start selling these parts themselves, people wouldn't go other places. Because I know a lot of people that are dedicated to buying just Harley parts. Most of my shit is Harley parts. Unless I can't get it from Harley, they don't have it. Then I have to go and buy, you know, like the pipes. You can't find these kind of pipes from Harley. Harley's fucking ape hangers and beach bars are shit. So you got to go somewhere else and get them. You got to get aftermarket shit. But if they started doing it on their own, if they started to cater to us and started to make their own versions of all these things, there's gonna be believe me, if Harley sold really nice ape hangers and sold really nice beach bars and sold chrome cables and sold open headers and fishtails, anything that we go and get aftermarket, like Harley does sell their covers, but their covers are so fucking expensive. That's why people go to karaoke. If they lower the fucking prices, they'd sell more of that shit, but everybody goes to karaoke because it's cheaper. But if they were selling all these other things, people would buy it because it's Harley. Like the old school back rear bag guards for the old school Springers. The original ones have Harley stamped on the inside. That's how you know it's real ones. If they ain't got that stamp on the inside where the bolt's at, then they're not original Harley. They're aftermarket. But you can't find them. If you find them, they're expensive because somebody has them. But if Harley started making them again, there's people like myself. If Harley would make those fucking bars again, the bag guards in the back, the rounded ones, and they sold them for $400, I would buy them. Because they're Harley. They'll have a Harley stamp on them. I want them. If I could find somebody that had them, I would buy them from them. Because I want them. Because they have the Harley stamp on them. But no, I have to buy aftermarket ones that cost $100. Same thing with the front bars, you know. People would rather have the Harley ones than the aftermarket ones. I have Harley ones. I paid more because I can get them from my friend. He makes them. But I bought mine from Harley because I want the Harley ones that say Harley Davidson on them. And I would be the same thing with the bars, my handlebars and everything else. If my handlebars, if I can get them from Harley, the ones that I like, then I would buy them from Harley. I would buy my cables from Harley. I would like all my shit on my bike to be Harley Davidson, but they don't make it. They don't cater to us, so we gotta do it ourselves. But anyway, this whole thing is basically about this bike for 2024. The 2024 bikes from Harley Davidson suck. They look like shit. They're all plain. You go buy one. Believe me, as soon as you get it, you might for a guy that's just buying his first bike and he gets on it, he's happy as shit. But then when he starts going on everybody else and he starts hearing like how their motors sound and what the things that they have on their bike, it only takes a couple weeks of you riding with people and be like, fuck, dude, I need to get this. I need to get this. And people are going to point the shit out to you, too. Like, hey, you know what? You should go get this pipe because that pipe sounds like shit. This pipe's going to give you more horsepower, better performance. Harley shit. Harley, especially in California, it's shit. You know what I mean? You want to take that off, put this on, put a tuner in it. And so now there you go. You go down that fucking rabbit hole of buying this and buying that. And I did it. I bought my bike. 20,000 and boom, I started fucking throwing money every week. Pretty much I was buying something from Harley and I was doing different things and I put over $20,000 into it. I've changed out my bars a few times and I want to change them out again. I was looking at the other day and I was telling my wife, I said, when I go back to work, I'm gonna buy these other bars from Buki. He had some bars that I really like. I saw him at one of the shows we were at. And I said, I want them bars. So I'm going to go back to I'm going to put some 8s back on my bike again, but not no 20s and 22s because everybody's trying to do the same old shit now. They want to put the bigger bars. You know what I mean? I already did all that shit in 2016. I ain't trying to do it no more. I'd rather have me something that's really decent and comfortable. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go with either a 16 or an 18, but, I want to switch things. I'm even thinking about repainting the bike because under my passenger seat where that bolt goes to hold the passenger seat down, after all the years, that banging and shit down there has chipped the paint where that bolt's at. You can't see it because the seat covers it, but I know it's there. So that shit bothers me. It's always bothered me. When I saw that it was chipped, it bothered me and I fucking hate it. I know it's there. Nobody can see it. It's under the seat, but it doesn't matter. I don't like that it's there. So I have some color that I have in mind that I think I'll talk to my boy Henry. As soon as I go back to work, I'll probably just disassemble the fucking tank, take the tank off, take the all the tins off, and take it to Bakersfield. Show them what I want, and just tell them this. I want to paint it like this. You know what I mean? And start doing other shit to it. I want to change it up again. Well, as far as paint goes, I think I'm gonna change it up. But I think that, for like I said, for guys that are going to go out there and buy these new bikes, I mean, they're a good starting point, but it should be way cheaper because they're not really giving you shit. You know what I mean? They're giving you a plain board now. Even though if they give you a nice paint job and all that shit like that, you're still going to want to buy accessories and stuff like that, but they're not. They're giving you as plain as they possibly can right now. Like, they put no money into it, and which makes me think that, these motherfuckers must be losing money, a lot of money. Well, I hear that they are. I hear that they're going downhill, but they must really be losing money because the way these bikes look, they're so fucking plain. Like, they couldn't put nothing into them. You know what I mean? It's the same old shit. They just changed the fairings on the street glide and road glide, and all they did is kind of like copy what Indian did already. You know what I mean? So. If I was to go right now and buy another bike, if I had the money to do it, if I was working, I would go with the Indian Challenger Elite. I would try to get one for $34,000. Get the top model. It's like their CVO. It's already souped up. They got fucking sport mode, road mode, whatever the fuck. There's like 4 or 5 different modes on there. Cruising mode, whatever it is. The systems are better. GPS, all this fucking shit on there is better than what Harley's giving you. For $10,000 cheaper, and it looks nicer, I would go with the fucking Indian Challenger if I had the money to do it right now. But anyway, that's my video for the day. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll be talking to you later.